So they came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want to teach driver's ed?" And I'm like, "Oh, is that how I get a summer school check?" And they're like, "Probably." I'm like, "Then I guess I'm teaching driver's ed." So we'll
I'll
see
pray for
what
your
happens.
safety.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, man. And here's the thing: it's one of those. So the way that it's not one of those cars that has like the two steering wheels. Like it's just got a second brake, and that's all it's got. So like I can hit the brake, and the guy that was doing it up till now, he's retiring, and he was like, "Yeah, every once in a while you just got to reach over and kind of put him back on the road." I'm like, "Awesome, awesome."
What a
So, dude, I may not make it past the summer. Who knows?
Strap me in,
Bro. I will like put my earbuds in and pray a lot, I guess. I don't know. Like, here's the thing: we're driving in the parking lot. And if they can't drive around the parking lot, then we're not even trying the road. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. I don't even.
But we're back, dude.
Yeah, we are.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't do driver's ed either, dude. The thing I remember was going out to the parking lot of where my dad worked with him and his buddy, and they stood across from each other, and I parallel parked in between them. That's how I practiced parallel parking, was in between two human beings. And I did great there because I was scared to death I was going to kill someone, but then I got into my driver's test and boom, right into the curb. It was awesome.
That's funny.
But Big Swiss is back.
Yeah.
Ring the alarm, KD. Oh, I like the first one.
We got sound effects now. Dang, okay.
I like the first one, KD. The first one was awesome. Yeah. Producer KD in the house.
Let's go.
But Big Swiss is back. What's good, man?
Just back and ready to get after it, man. It's been a tough season. For those who don't know, I lost my dad in January, and then I lost my father-in-law about 4 weeks ago. So it's just been a heavy season for me and my wife, especially just moving. But God is still good. I got to give a eulogy at my father-in-law's funeral and just point people to the gospel and just the way that he did to me. So that was a super, I don't know if fun's the right word. It's definitely not the right word, but it was like a full circle moment. So that was cool. And then, yeah, just finally starting to get back into routines and getting stuff going, and just thankful that we're in a place right now where we can grieve and just be in God's beautiful nature every day and see his creation, and not have to necessarily like put on the face and go back like to the office the next day kind of thing. So just really fortunate that we got to do that, because it's just back to back like that was tough. So
yeah, man. Well, we've definitely been praying for you, man. We're so glad that you're back here, man. We've missed you. We love you. And you're back on a Monday night, man. It's a good time on a Monday night. 520 IXC, 520 Collective. Y'all know what it is. Any Christian culture on Monday, April 13th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. KD, how are you doing, man?
Oh, just peachy. Nah, glad to have Swiss back, man, and good to see you as well.
Yes, sir.
Funny story. I ended up having to take driver's ed during summer school, but the way that summer school is set up is if you miss one day, you fail the entire course, because in summer school, driver's ed is only for 2 weeks. So if you miss a day, you effectively fail. And so ultimately, I didn't end up getting my license until I was actually 19, which was the following summer when I came back from college, man. So, hey, summer school, man, go all in, go hard or go home.
Yeah. Hey, KD, how's your bowling? How's your bowling league going?
Really?
I was going to say that KD broke away from the lanes to join us tonight.
It's going pretty good.
No, that's a fire shirt though. I'm just, I'm like, oh, that shirt's kind of dope, but it's also like giving me bowling vibes.
Shout out
Like,
to the folks over at Oxnet, man. They making them rounds and they picking up steam online. So y'all welcome for the free publicity too. So
for people who don't know,
what an awesome
people who don't know, before KD got his life right, he was an extra in The Big Lebowski. So that's where that shirt's from.
The dude always abides.
Got it.
The dude abides. Oh man, fellas, it's gonna be a good night, dude. It's gonna be. I think I just got a message from my guy Frenchy Riff. He said he's coming, so it'll be fine whenever he's here. So, but let's get into this first story, man. Let's talk about this. So, a Chick-fil-A employee in Georgia found a lost envelope containing nearly $10,000 in cash in the restaurant bathroom. Instead of a finders keepers moment, he immediately tracked down the owner, explicitly stating he did not, or that he did it because of his faith and what Jesus would have done. The internet is now debating whether this is a heartwarming fruit of the spirit moment or a case of corporate Christianity conditioning workers to be hyper-moral for a company that already has a polarizing religious reputation. So, fellas, if this happened at a McDonald's or a Taco Bell, and that kid was like, hey, I returned it because of my humanist values, would it even make the news? Or is this just a Jesus shout out, the only reason we care?
Cheesecake Factory or at Taco Bell or at McDonald's, that money is gone. Sorry, dog. It's a wrap. No shade, of course, to anybody who's flipping burgers and frying fries, because that's when you start making the big money.
Yeah, and I like how it's almost framed like hyper morality is a bad thing. Were you reading from the article I sent you?
No, I was reading this like a summary.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like the way it was like the already controversial Chick-fil-A, which is like the number 2 chain in America right now, just because they're owned by Christians.
Oh, but let's pause on that part right there, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if we want to have a conversation and complain about whatever we feel is going on, brainwashing, blah, 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 et cetera, guess what? There's a lot of people who eat more chicken because of Chick-fil-A. So at the end of the day, we can complain all we want, but guess who's getting our dollars? They're a successful company who just so happen to be based on and founded on Christian principles. And so it's unfortunate that we look to point out something wrong with something that was done right. If these guys go to these, these celebs go out and they tip $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, nobody says anything. Nobody complains. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. Oh, look at how benevolent so-and-so is, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But because a Chick-fil-A employee in the bathroom finds an envelope full of money that could have potentially been life-changing. We don't know, what they had on the table, bills, whatever their living situation is, whatever. But because they understand the difference between money and true riches and have stated that as a fact, now what's the problem? Y'all out here brainwashing people and, putting hyper in front of something. This is regular morality. This is,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is regular. This is what normal people do. But I know that
should do.
You don't know that because everybody else is like, I'm putting the money in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though. Like, I'm pretty sure that Jesus would eat at Popeyes. So,
not KFC.
No, Popeyes, man. I'm gonna stand by that one.
What about churches?
He probably not happy with them.
What about Lil Chick?
What? Now you just making stuff up, dude.
Yeah. What's the Chicken Express? Have y'all ever had Chicken Express?
I've had Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's slaps, but the only problem is they just have the one sauce. So whenever I go, I try to get like a little bit of Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce with me, and then I'll go to Raising Cane's.
See, look at you. Or Dave's warm chicken.
It's the I love
Dave's
it. I
warm
love
chicken
that,
or Dave's hot chicken? What's the warm chicken?
The boo baby.
Just slightly rotisserie.
It's been sitting around for a while, you know.
Frenchie.
So,
Oh, hello.
Frenchie's here. Frenchie,
I
what
heard
do you eat, man? What do
I
you
heard
eat? Do you
I
eat,
heard
do
chicken.
Yeah.
you eat Chick-fil-A?
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
I'm not gonna lie. My wife used to be an admin over at Chicken Filet, so I haven't been able to eat the chicken fillet for a while. But I do enjoy Popeyes, but I'm not gonna lie. Down here,
Yeah,
we
you
like-
do.
down here. I'll have the fish actually, EB. I'll have
Get
now
out of here.
down
How
here
do I kick him out of here?
down here we go to Pollo Tropical. You just have to be in Florida to know what I'm talking about.
Pollo Tropical isn't bad. We had one in Dallas for a while. Didn't do so hot in Dallas, but I thought it was good.
Tropical chicken.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah, it's like jerk chicken.
If you know, you
It's
know.
like, it's like a jerk chicken spot.
Say that then. That's a little different.
I can't even explain it. You just gotta know.
Yeah.
So, Frenchie, here's the question, man. If a Taco Bell employee found 10 large in their bathroom
Oh, I
and
saw
gave
that.
it back, would they get flack for it?
In the streets, yes. Listen,
in the liberal media, would it be the same?
Listen, I grew up in the hood, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on different rules. Back in those days, I wasn't as Christian.
Man, I remember one time, this is 6th grade. I'm out riding bikes, like we used to when we were actually kids. We would go outside.
What's that?
Yeah, what's a bike? And I kind of fell off a curb and my brake on the handlebar scratched a lady's car. And my friends just booked it. And I walked up to the door and I knocked on the door. I said, I scratched your car. And then I went home and told my mom, and she was like kind of mad because, we had to pay for it and we didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid. But I also remember like her telling me like that was the right thing to do. Even though I'm upset that we got to pay for this, that was the right thing to do. And I don't know, ever since then, I kind of understood like there was an objective morality. There was a like correct right and wrong. There is always a correct answer when you boil down to it. So
wow. Swiss, you were a great kid.
no, I wasn't. That was like a one-time thing. I didn't say I was always on the correct side of morality.
This would have been me, my guy.
I just Naruto run.
Would have booked it.
Dude, my question is, how do we know that there wasn't like 11 large in there and that dude just kept a stack? It was like,
Come
I'll
on,
give the rest
EB.
of the stack.
Come
You know
on,
what? I bet
EB.
it was somebody was going to take it to the bank. It was probably a bank deposit that they had like a receipt for. And so
yeah.
that was my initial thought. I was like, I bet somebody was going to go to the bank, do the deposit, dropped it off, like left it in there, and he found it and then returned it.
That's a lot of cash unless you just,
That's a lot of
an
cash.
adult dealer who eats a Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody like chicken. Whether it's
I
same
was gonna
chicken.
say, maybe he intercepted a transaction there. You know what I'm saying?
I guarantee they pull 10 large a day. Like at some of these places.
Wait, didn't he get? You guys already got to the part where he got money back from the guy?
Oh,
Okay, cool.
I didn't hear that part.
No, the guy gave him $5,000.
See, dude, look, come on now. Look, see, you didn't have $0 when the day started. You found 10. You gave that 10 back to the rightful owner, and you left the day not only whatever $15 for the hours that you worked, but then the 5. So not only are you sold towards your paycheck, but you left with a $5,000 tip because you did the right thing. And so if we're
it's almost
not,
a parable for that.
you know what I'm saying? Like if we're not going
Hey, it sounds like a parable, KD.
That sounds like a
what I mean?
parable.
Oh,
But this is what we won't talk about, and we won't talk about how giving leads to you getting and
Oh,
y'all.
they're
Hold
not
on,
ready.
Joel Osteen. Hold on, Joel
Uh-oh.
Black Joel Osteen.
Is that too generic? Is that too general? Smile, and everybody will smile at you. No, like,
Hey, why does he talk like that?
Because he's got a demon in him.
Man, ooh, Swiss, bro.
White people, man. White people.
Yeah. What Swiss said. But still though, like we should trumpet the part where there's a reward for doing what's right.
There is.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because so many people look at again doing what's right as, oh man, it's so corny, it's so cliche.
Corny.
Like, dog, there was a time where the consciousness of the nation would have rooted for somebody who did something like this. Now everybody's like, dog, what's wrong with you? Did you really do that? Are you serious right now? But hold on. I did the right thing and I was blessed behind it. I was blessed. And who gets the glory out of that? God does. But who gets the scrutiny out of that? This guy.
Yeah.
I believe in God. But again, remember, you know, Dan Cathy, who's the owner of Chick-fil-A, has faced scrutiny over the years. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they try to press every Christian on certain issues. You know, slay rights and, you know, alphabetic people and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Slay
right. Hey, they try to have those types of situations, and it's just like, well, we want to know what you think about this, blah blah blah, et cetera. Like they tried to press him on stuff like that.
Right.
When you hire slay employees,
He said
you know,
slay.
we are open to stop.
Stop it, Katie.
Hey,
I'm just saying, KD did that a little too well. Like, he got that down.
Hey, he said slay employees.
Hey.
Honestly, Katie, I double down on that. I think sometimes the reward isn't even physical. Even if he wouldn't got that 5,000, God might have like 5 million waiting for him. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
5 bricks of gold waiting for him in heaven. You feel me?
But now watch this. Watch this. From a spiritual standpoint, though, guess what? He's going to get more than that $5,000. Why? Because again, he did the right thing and he did it in the name of the Lord. And he did it without expecting a reward from this individual. So when Jesus talks about, you know, you do certain things so that, you know, well, the Pharisees, they do certain things so that people can look at them and see them and say, oh, this is what you did. That's your reward.
Yeah.
People seeing you, seeing what you've done, you talking about what you've done to other people, that's your reward. That's it. That's all. That's all you get. You can only get what people have to give you if you're chasing what people have. But this dude did it, again, out of the faith that he has and the trust and the confidence that he has in the Lord. He did it in the name of the Lord. He gave it back. He wasn't expecting. That 5,000 is nothing in comparison to the spiritual blessings as well as other natural things that he'll get as a byproduct of him doing the right thing.
Sure did. I wonder how his parents feel.
Probably proud.
I would be.
Hopefully.
Man.
My son does something like that. I'm not giving him $5,000, but I'd be proud. Good job, son.
Contribute.
Right. Let's talk about another individual who you know, has stuck to the convictions of his faith. Man, this one's a big story, guys. This one's big. I know KD was like, we gotta talk about this, and I agree. So former lottery pick Jaden Ivey, waived by the Chicago Bulls after a series of intense Instagram live streams. He labeled the NBA's Pride Month celebrations as unrighteousness and has since been spotted street preaching in Chicago. While the Bulls cited conduct detrimental to the team, Ivey claims he's being persecuted specifically for preaching the gospel and calling out the league's unrighteous culture. So as with most things, you got people on two sides here talking about this one, guys. So one side, people are saying Ivey is the victim of a secular witch hunt. He used his platform to share his testimony of overcoming addiction through Christ. And critics argue the NBA has a long fuse for players with domestic violence or drug issues, but zero tolerance for a player expressing orthodox biblical views on sexuality. Of course, we got the other side saying this wasn't about faith, but professionalism. So reports suggest Ivey was making teammates and staff uncomfortable with aggressive, non-consensual evangelism. Yes, you heard that right. In the locker room, and interrogating reporters. So he was interrogating reporters. No, what? Huh? He was interrogating reporters about their personal lives. His unhinged 75-minute rant suggested a mental health crisis rather than a theological disagreement. What do you think, guys? If Ivey was averaging 25 points a game instead of 11, would he still be detrimental to the team, or would the Bulls have offered him support instead of a pink slip?
I don't know anything about basketball, so to answer the points question, I don't know. I know
25 is pretty
points a
good.
game is a lot. Yeah, I do know that's a lot. But the part where you said non-consensual evangelical, do I get non-consensual claims for like being shoved like porn on television basically all the time, or
again,
like,
hey, liberal media, man, they got all those terms.
Yeah,
on lock.
Slay employees.
Yeah. Now I didn't know he was putting evangelical clips on his Instagram. I think that's fire. I think that's, though I would want to hear what he said on those, right? Depends on kind of I think there's two different types of street evangelistic types, right? Like you have the fire and brimstone, and then you have like the man, I just want to have a conversation with you type. So I think it depends a little bit on that, right?
The NBA has had players who have professed faith, right? I mean, obviously, a big one that we could talk about is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And I think they're all right with him as long as he's posting pictures of his wife in a bikini while he's talking about Jesus, right? So that's cool.
Yeah.
So
and affirming everything else too.
Exactly. So there's also Steph on vacation smoking cigars and drinking beers. There's also Steph having blackout moments and cussing everybody out. So like, which version of?
And he's trying to sell Subway sandwiches. We all know Subway don't make good sandwiches. Why are you lying to us, Steph?
That's pure blatant lie.
As
they got them slay employees at Subway.
As a face, though, of the league, it is a little bit different for him. But at the end of the day, he's somebody who you can't, unfortunately, nail down in terms of which side he actually stands on. So remember, Christianity is a little bit different. Now, let's take it back a little bit. Dwight Howard, when Dwight Howard came out of high school, he was very adamant about his faith, saying as much and going as far as to say that, I want to have the NBA logo to add a cross on it. And people were laughing at him. I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but this was him as an 18-year-old guy coming out of high school in Atlanta, going straight into the NBA. Now, if you're not in a certain place, and this isn't just sports, this is work, period. Because a lot of the folks who criticize what Jaden and Ivey did are individuals who like to assimilate. And I'm going to just say it. These are individuals, and some of the folks on your job may not know that you're safe because you just do what everybody else does. You don't say anything that goes against, you know what I'm saying? Like you just hang in and you sit tight and you chill and you want to make sure that everybody's good with you. So Dwight Howard coming out of school, he's like, I want to do X, Y, this. If you're not extremely grounded and rooted in who you are in Christ, where you are has the ability, especially if it's not a space that God has sent you to. Remember, when God sends us, there's grace. When we go on our own, there isn't. And we have to understand the difference between those things. So being in those types of spaces with all of the things that you have access to, all of the resources, all of the people, all of the money, all of having access to this stuff, if you're not grounded and rooted in who you are in Christ, and even if you are, this is why, the flesh has to die daily, because, we see the evolution of a Dwight Howard, where there's been, rumors about him being slayed or not, and, whether or not he does.
Doesn't he have a kids that's trans now?
Well, I don't know, but just recently, his wife is online with a big bag of cocaine talking about this is Dwight Howard's and this is, and I'm just saying that to not revisit the situation, but to kind of give an idea of what happens when individuals kind of get thrown into the blender, right?
Well, there's also a difference with Dwight Howard. Like Dwight Howard was like one of the elite players in his prime, right?
Well, so here's the thing though, with Jaden Ivey though, he was elite coming out of college. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of school and coming into the league. But then, you run into like injuries, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Dwight Howard was a face, but look what happens now when you start kind of compromising what you say you
Yeah.
believe in, and it devolves into something else.
Would
There
you
is
say, KD? Would you say, KD, that Ivy is similar to oh man, what is the kid down in Orlando? Isaac was that his last name? Joseph Isaac.
Oh, you're talking about the guy who plays for the Magic, who was adamant. So I don't think
Yeah.
those. So I think his was more of a, kneeling for the anthem type of deal, and him, talking about kingdom things based on that.
That's
He
right.
turns-
He wrote a book too.
Yeah, he turns around and he gets hurt. Now, what I will say for him is that he did have some support, I think, from the evangelical side of things.
Yeah,
there was
he did.
behind him. With this kid, he doesn't seem to be being supported by any group like that. And it's unfortunate, man, when you are willing to call sin, and of course, you work around all sinners all day, people are gonna have a problem with it. Now, this much I will say, because he's still a young guy. There are things that we have to learn how to minister to individuals. The Bible says that he that winneth souls is wise. It doesn't say that he's silent. It doesn't say that he doesn't speak up, but you have to be able to meet individuals in a certain space in order to gain their trust, in order to be able to deliver certain things to them. I can't just walk up to you and meet you for the very first time. And I'm not saying that this is what happened, but I can't just walk up to you and say, man, do you know Jesus? If you don't know Jesus, you're going to hell. Like that's not necessarily a great way for me to ingratiate myself with you, for you to be able to see my lifestyle and to see that, I live in a way that glorifies God. And these are some of the benefits of honoring God with my life. Like I need to be in a position to be able to share certain things with you. We don't always get that chance. But again, there's wisdom to be gained in learning how to engage individuals.
Yeah, there's something you said a couple of minutes ago, KD, about how you were kind of basically saying that Dwight Howard, his faith kind of dwindled into something else, and it's altered, right? Man, I've been doing a deep dive in the letter of Jude this week, and man, like I think it turns apologetics into an essential, because to those who are called, who are those? Us, everybody who calls Christ Lord. Although I was eager to write to you about a common salvation, he was going to write about something else. I found it necessary to appeal to you to contend for the faith that was once all delivered to the saints. For certain people have crept in unnoticed, who long ago were designated for this condemnation, ungodly people who pervert the grace of our God into sensuality and deny our only master and Lord Jesus Christ. Man, that's such a scathing, 3 verses. And man, I think this is the problem with the liberal theology. These James Tallaricos, these other people in the world, they want to twist and distort. Well, the word, it doesn't actually say that. Yes, it does. It does say that. And it's important that you understand that. Learn how to read it in the Greek if you think that you know better. These people will also tell you that, well, it says in the Greek that no, it actually doesn't. Go study it, because it doesn't. I think it's just fascinating how people do that.
They're saying, I was seeing some of these posts. Most people are saying oh, it's okay for Islamic people to be against homosexuality, but not Christians.
Wow.
But it's like that double standard when you bring it up. People almost eliminate that as an argument. I'm like, it's the most blatant one that we see. It's so obvious that if you are in this religion, Islamic religion, for example, you're allowed to be against, pork, slay employees, for lack of a better word. You're allowed to reject all those things because it's your religion. But if a Christian says it, all of a sudden, oh man, Christians are all Christians are this. But I think really what's happening is lukewarm Christianity has become mainstream Christianity. I want the lukewarm. I don't want to offend anybody. You know,
Yeah,
and I found this in my own family. Like I have like family members that are in Ivy League schools, you know, doing master's program, and they were solid Christians when they went in there. Now they don't want to offend anybody. It's gotten so
Right,
lukewarm.
but
Like
that's
it's hard to
exactly
talk
what
to 'em.
Judah's warning against, right? He's saying
Mhm.
these are people that are already in the church,
Ooh.
and this is
Oh,
first
but-
century church.
But that's why it's important to understand, and this is a lot of times where things get divided. This is a fork in the road for a lot of individuals, and in particular, individuals who claim to be believers.
Mm.
At the end of the day, is your salvation topical? It's just on the surface. Because once we begin to get down to things and we start splitting hairs over like, okay, well, this is kind of actually what God is saying about X, Y, Z, which means that as a believer, not only does the Bible inform my worldview, it gives me my worldview. So I'm supposed to look at things through this lens. It's not for the purpose of giving me information and so that I can choose and determine whether or not, no, if I say that I believe God and I trust in Jesus and he has my life and my life is hid in Christ, then this is my approach. This is my vantage point. This is my perspective. My perspective has been informed by my faith. My faith has told my perspective what it is, and I trust God enough to know, since he's seen the end from the beginning, that I can depend on this. I can rely on this. I can live based off of this and according to it. And so a lot of times when we talk about things like this, because you'll see some in favor of and some in favor against, then you'll see a lot of instances where individuals are like, well, I don't want to be saved like that. Well, what do you mean saved like that? We all supposed to be saved the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
and do with a lot of this stuff, I was just trying to find it because I was like, okay, I know this is like perfect for this because people talk about, well, also with all this stuff, I mean, God is love and Jesus is love and he loves all these people despite all these flaws, right?
us.
So I've been going through me and the people I do our devotional series with, we've been going through Revelation, man. You go to Revelation 2 and you have these words that Jesus is saying here. You hate the practices of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. I mean, that's a pretty strong word there to say, I hate this. And what are the practices of these? Well, if you go and you look through history, these people were perverse sexually. They were just evil people, right? They treated people completely. Yeah.
Morally.
So
Yep.
yeah, morally corrupt. And Jesus made it very clear. I hate this. So and he praises not one but two of the churches in Revelation because they hate those practices of that group of people. Also, he said, "You guys got it right." So it makes it pretty obvious that, like, I don't know, man. Like, the question for me is, do you give up this lifestyle that you were trying to build? And I mean, I think the obvious answer is yes, right? If I'm Jaden Ivey, I'm sure it's been his goal since he was a kid to play in the NBA, and I'm sorry, Chicago Bulls, y'all ain't good enough to be just dropping talent.
Man, listen.
Yeah, let's hey, but I just want to add one more thing to maybe what you're saying. But I know you guys big Swiss, and you guys probably familiar with theological triage. And if you're not familiar with this, like it talks about the first order, second order, and third order I guess topics in the faith. Like first order is like we all as Christians believe Jesus is the Son of God. Like if you don't believe that, you're not Christian. Period. Yeah. Okay, there's no arguments there. And then there's like second order where we're talking about like like modes of baptism. Yeah, like you get sprinkled baptism, this women in leadership. These are like second order things. And then you got these third order like post millennial. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's how I do it. I do essentials, right. Convictions, opinions,
and opinions like dispensationalist view. And then it's like I see people on Twitter all the time. It's like, you're arguing about these first order things, like you don't even believe right? Like Jesus is the Son of God. Like, what are you arguing? You're not even Christian. Like you're just not. Like you, oh yeah, I'm Christian or whatever, but I think gays should be able to do this, do this. I'm like, bro, what? Like, what are you talking about, bro? You've not even gone to like the third order yet, bro. You're arguing. Your argument is out the window. You're not even at the Christian level yet, bro. We're like, you got to join us first here, right? There's no argument about the first order of things. It's like I'm willing to argue about the rapture or not. It's like, yeah, bro, that's who cares.
Yeah, but here's the question that we should be asking ourselves. Would you lose your job for your faith? Like EB, if your school was like, you got to cut out the IXC podcast on Monday nights or else you're going to get fired, would you stop doing the podcast? And that's not to say that the podcast, like, I don't think this is more important than your job, like your actual job that pays you money. That's what I'm saying. But if they were to say, like, if they were going to try and silence you in some way, would you lose your job for it? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a serious question.
I think if I'm not willing to, then
that's a problem.
God's gonna have some questions for me, right? Yeah. So
deny me before men, I'll deny you before my Father. Like, that's legit. So at the end of the day, let's be honest about the things that we say that we believe, about these things that we think that we're basing our lives on. And I want to just add this point, because this was something that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way in regards to just the Ivey situation. I think, Eric, you made mention of it in your pre-log in regards to the topic. Mental health, mental illness.
Right.
First and foremost, it's a spiritual thing. So whatever name you want to give it, whatever diagnosis you want to ascribe to it, it is a supernatural thing. That being said, what I really found offensive is individuals who feel as though, because these are things that he has done as a demonstration of his faith, that he must be having some sort of mental health crisis. And that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, why must I dump what individuals feel as though is extreme? For the person who goes out and markets their porn, is that person mentally ill? Because they're going through great lengths and extremes to make sure that everybody is aware that, yo, come to my OnlyFans site because this is where I show my toes. You know what I'm saying? And this
or let me remove my reproductive organs because I think I'm a different gender.
No, I mean, and there's ads,
which was actually on the DSM-4.
You know what I'm saying? There's weird TV channels, and I'm saying that for the Slay employees that push and promote. You know what I'm saying? The RuPaul's drag, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if this man decides to go out on a corner and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, who cares who his boss is, what he's supposed to have in the bank, et cetera, et cetera? This man is employed by this particular organization. He's got X amount of dollars. He signed this contract. Why are you outside? Because I understand that the Bible talks about Moses in Hebrews, and it talks about, in the heroes of faith, it talks about Moses and how he was willing to suffer with the children of Israel rather than to enjoy the fruit of sin and unrighteousness for a season. Like, I was raised by Pharaoh's daughter. I could be holed up in the castle while I sit out here and watch these people that I'm actually related to by blood, by nationality, while I watch them out here slave and enslaved. I could post up, but Moses didn't choose to do that. He understood that this dynamic and this relationship and who I say I serve is greater than naturally what I'm tied and connected to. So when I see people like Orion Clark and other individuals who profess Christianity, but have twisted views and uninformed views and uneducated views in regards to Christianity and how it's lived, say that this guy in a Jaden Ivey needs help because he's gone and I've thought about committing suicide. I've thought about doing these things, but I did not. Why didn't you? because the Lord kept me from these different things. He didn't say that, I succumbed to these. He said, these are things that I've experienced and these are things that I've felt. And he was honest about it. Was he too honest? Maybe. But he's like, yo, I want to share what God has done in my life. So for other people to assimilate that to him needing help with mental issues, to me, that's a problem. But that's where we are right now as a culture and as a society.
Well, I don't remember if it's his wife or his girlfriend, whatever she is to him, but she came out like saying that same thing about him, right? That basically this whole thing was like a mental break for him. And to me, I mean, I don't know, but that's, just sounds like, oh man, we're about to lose our paycheck.
Exactly. Well, so consider this part too. So he goes on record, talking about how Catholicism is a false doctrine and it's not, which is legit. Sorry, guys. But then his mom is the women's and I didn't connect the dots. Like I knew her name, but I didn't connect the dots initially until the story. His mom is the women's basketball coach at Notre Dame, a Catholic university.
Yeah.
So the Catholic Church is paying her paycheck to coach women's basketball at a Catholic university. So he goes on record and says that Catholicism is not. So just kind of consider that. Did he count up the cost? I don't know. I don't know. Did he think, yo, I'm not on my mom's paycheck or put her in a tight space? I don't know. Who knows what she believes? I don't know. But at the end of the day, we can't be afraid to be bold.
Katie, I saw
exercise wisdom.
Yeah. No.
But,
well,
I saw an honest
and
opinion.
he called out.
No, go ahead. Good.
I was just saying he called out Steph Curry too, and I mean we can talk about that after
we go.
what he wants to say.
We gonna get to him.
Well, I mean, I get my question is, do we think he was right for calling out individuals or not?
I was gonna lightly cover because I saw an honest like Christian opinion from like a pastor that said that a lot of this is also that zeal you get from being I think kind of a newer believer. Yeah. You just like you're starting to see like the world as it is, and you're starting to you're like, wow, like, and if you don't have anybody that's discipling you, telling you, hey, young brother, I could see your zeal, right? But put your zeal into like theology for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like lock in here and really gain up the knowledge. Now you can approach these things with love, right? So you're not out here purposely offending people. I think the gospel is offensive enough, but you don't need to like add a little flame to the fire as a new Christian, as a new believer, because you really can't back it up with like scripture. You're backing it up with just it's like, hey, this is wrong. Yeah, you're backing it up with that zeal, and that zeal is gonna run out. That fresh zeal comes in hot, the spirit be cooking, and then when it runs out, you're like, ooh, I did not know a lot of things. And I thought that was a really honest.
Yeah, but that isn't that also when Jesus is like. He talks about like ruining the faith of a child, like right, because the child would see it the same way as like a new believer, right? Like they don't have that deep insight, but because we have like ingrained in us the image of God, that we do recognize like right from wrong inherently, and I think like I've said exactly what you're saying before, Frenchie, where it's like, man, get under some discipleship and then get on a platform. Don't just go straight into it. Don't elevate these, new people that are like, oh, because then they're going to start saying false doctrine. But they're usually saying it about stuff that you're right, they're uneducated about, but they're still saying the true things of like,
right. No,
I mean, side
by side.
You're like, oh, wait, I thought Christianity was this because you represented this way, but now this veil's lifted and you're not actually doing it right. Like I actually think that's
the thing with the faith is that it's like deep, right? But at the same time, it's also something that the average person is able to understand. Right. So you take that aspect into it is you don't have to be some sort of scholar. And that's what's beautiful about
you're not
following Christ, right?
No, I thought it'd be like side by side. So it's like as you're, having this much zeal, you also need to have somebody that's praying for you, somebody that's, guiding you. Like keep the zeal, But you definitely need to have because it's important for us to be discipled as we are discipling. And I thought him calling out the Steph Curry was that's a strong, that's like NBA's golden boy. Okay, I mean NBA is gonna be real sad one day when he's able to retire or get off that spotlight, because I mean he's clean cut. He doesn't he's got this
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature on the court, but also he's Christian, but it's not like in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very subtle about it. He'll wear your LGBT whatever. You know what I'm saying? He'll like participate in whatever he needs to participate in. He's an NBA golden child, and I think once you poke at that
problem. That's the
it's
problem.
Lukewarm. It's lukewarm. It's lukewarm.
It's Israel marrying the Canaanites and being like, it's okay if you put a Moloch statue in our hut.
Yeah, throw that in the back. Yes. We got room right there. That's true. He's calling out lukewarm Christianity, but again, as a new believer, I'm like, man, there are ways. Have you approached Steph Curry, personally? It's like, hey man, I think I'm not seeing any fruit in your ministry, my brother. What's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're approaching him first before you call him out publicly, I think that's true. I think that has a little bit, I'm gonna be like, I think that one could have been approached different, because that's a brother in the faith at the end of the day. We're supposed to be
possibly
possibly we're supposed we can only judge each other by the fruit. Okay, that's what the words say. And I'm like, hey brother, I'm not seeing the fruit. All right, so
man, I was very close to a very similar situation. So I used to work at a game company that has now been bought by another game company. So this company doesn't exist anymore. But I worked at this company, and I was a producer for this game. And one of my buddies, there was probably like 5 or 6 Christians in this office of about 60.
Hey, that's a lot.
10%. And so we were kind of pretty close. Like we were a little bit closer than the rest of the studio. Well, one of my buddies, shout out Rob, he was an artist, so he was on the other side, and the art team, very liberal. He was the only Christian, conservative, traditional value type person. And they would get in these conversations about abortion or, whatever hot, like trans rights, all this stuff. And he would speak up. He'd be like, hey, I don't want to hear about that here at work. I'm focusing on this. And this is what I believe. And he got fired one day. And man, it messed me up. And the same thing that the Bulls did, they fired someone else to make it look like it was fair. Like, oh, it wasn't actually that. We're just getting rid of the 2 people that caused the most disruption. But Rob wasn't causing disruption. He was just doing the same thing everyone else was doing, expressing his worldview to his coworkers, which would then get heated. And so he ended up getting fired. And I'll never forget that. And like, man, it was crazy. And then like 4 or 5 months later, he texted me, called me, and was like, hey, we got a producer spot at my new place. You want to come over? And I was like, sure. And I ended up working with him again. So that was cool. But very similar.
Look at God. But poor,
shout out to B+. Shout out to B+.
B+, big shout out.
Oh, I can't see the comments here. Let me see. He's
said it's been a while since he pulled up. Yes, sir.
But I feel like Steph, for the Steph Curry situation, I wouldn't say he got thrown on the bus. I hope for him it's probably like, a wake up call. I wonder if he even saw that. I mean, it was a big story. So I'm sure he probably seen it.
Oh, he knows it.
I'm sure he probably seen it. It's like, bro, call me out. Why me? He probably had that 50 Cent meme on him. He's like, what are you talking about me for?
Dude, Steph's gonna get Kirk Franklin and Lecrae and roll up on Jaden Ivey, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Steph at a Lecrae concert, I was like, let's go.
How many Jaden Ivey bars are going to be in Christian hip hop songs this year?
Oh,
what's the over and under?
You gonna give us an over under?
There's a lot of albums about to be dropped. I'm gonna go.
Bet you I could tell you one person who's gonna have one.
25. Ooh.
It will.
Say
how many Jaden Ivey cover arts are we gonna see? Another
yeah.
question.
You know, we're gonna read the records after ball players. So let's see.
Right.
I might drop the Jaden Ivey
Fellas,
song.
I want to get your opinion on one more thing here. I know this time's flying by, man. It's
Yeah, it
flying
is.
by. But let's talk about this for a second here. So, excuse me. A wave of major church bodies have officially announced they are exiting X. They cited ethical and moral reasons, claiming the platform's toxicity and lack of moderation no longer align with Christian values. Meanwhile, online apologists are calling them cowards for leaving the mission field just because the conversation got uncomfortable. So, hey, neither here nor there, but one of these church bodies include the Archdiocese of Liverpool and several UK denominations and churches. So what do you guys think, man?
Their female bishop told them to.
Maybe. It's quite possible. Quite possible. But
Hey, that
what do you guys
country's
think, man?
gone.
Churches leaving social media, is it legit issues of morality, or they just tired of being ratioed by 14-year-olds with anime profile pictures?
I don't think there's ever a reason for the church to leave a battleground.
That's one less Christian online, bro. Good job.
Yeah.
Like,
and then on top of that, if you're claiming that your algorithm is bad, that's your fault. Like, that's whoever's like the algorithm, whatever Elon Musk did like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, has blessed me. I see way less political content.
Oh, me too.
I see tons of a lot more anime. It's funny you brought up anime. I've been watching a lot of anime lately. So I'm getting a lot of that stuff. And it's like, well, it's going to give you what you need, right? And so if all you're doing is looking up Tucker Carlson stuff, no.
Right. B plus got a good question on there.
Ooh,
B plus got a good question.
That's
And
good.
I think it goes along well with stuff we see on social media platforms like X. So let's check this out here. Just curious, do any of you guys have stories where you were zealous in your faith, where you didn't express discernment? Is there such a thing as being overzealous? I would say yes to the second one. I think you can be overzealous. I don't know. Personally, I feel like I don't think I've done anything too crazy just from being zealous. I mean, I've definitely, and you guys have seen it because we've had some of those conversations on this platform where I have disagreed with some people within the Christian hip hop community, and I've tried to stay firm to those convictions. Did I do so without discernment? I mean, some people may say so. I don't know if I would agree, but I think I always try to be as discerning as possible. What do you guys think?
I think I could have been more discerning on the John Keith situation from a few years ago. I still stand by what I said, but I should have went to him personally instead of going public. And then I have another one where I'd say the zealousness was like called on, even though it didn't work. I was in Vegas for a bachelor party for a friend of mine. And this is a friend that's a Mormon, so at least has a faith. And I'm thinking that, the itinerary that was presented to me was we're going to go racing and we're going to go see a show or two. And then that's it. Like when I say show, I mean
yeah, hold on. What kind of show?
Yeah. Like we saw Jabberwockies,
check out Boys to Men,
break dancing and stuff like that. And so I'm like, this is cool. But then one night they were like, we're going to the strip club, and I was like, I'm not going. I'm married. This would not honor my wife. It would not honor my God. I'm not going. I was very clear about that. But then it was bothering me that the guy who was gonna go, or the guy who was getting married at the bachelor party, he just was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I had like a 30-second moment with him in the car when we were getting out of the car. Everyone got out of the car and it was just he and I in the car. And I was like, wait. And I was like, you do not have to go tonight. Don't let them pressure you into doing this because it's what all the other bachelor parties would do. Like, this is not going to honor your wife. This is not going to honor the marriage that you're about to go into. And you don't have to do this. And he looked me straight in the eyes and goes, nah, she's cool with it, man. Like, it's not a big deal. And I was just like, I said what I needed to say. I went home. They woke me up at 4 a.m. coming home. And I just remember just feeling like super defeated and just like,
Hell, bro. I think I don't think that was a lack of discernment, to be honest with you. I think that
No. That's what I'm saying. I think that was. I wanted to give at least one good discerning and one bad discerning. I wanted to give one of
Yeah,
each. You
for
know?
for sure. I did a video that's probably still on my page now about, I was going at Christian hip hop, and I think that came from a place of like, feeling like the way Christian hip hop looked is way too similar to secular rap, and I was just bothered by like, I was like, why is there no difference? And but I think I was overzealous. I felt like it was a bit overzealous because hip hop is culture more than anything. And so, just the way I approached it, I think I was looking at it from really one, discernment window. But I didn't feel like I was like that harsh, but I got called out by some people in the industry, which I appreciated. We had conversations, and I was like, yeah, you know what, it was a little bit overzealous. It was the thumbnail was definitely overzealous, and but still, I that's a good question, and I think you can be overzealous and like a little bit of discernment. So
Is it is there a difference between zealous and bold, Katie? And if so, is
so
it
boldness
the right thing to be bold?
boldness should be a byproduct of zeal. Actually, my pastor was teaching on this last night.
Mm,
Boldness should be a byproduct of your zeal. You know what I'm saying? Like that intense um fervency that you have, and zeal, as you mentioned, isn't just being fervent or passionate about what you do, it's also having action in regards to what you do. Because if there's no action and it's not zeal, it's just, I've got a hot desire.
mm,
I've got a hot desire. I got something on fire on the inside. But if you're not acting on it, it's just like, faith without works is dead. Like, can faith save you if you don't have anything that shows that this is me stepping out on faith, this is me walking in faith, this is me operating in faith? Um, yes, you can be overzealous, but that's often just more zeal without knowledge. It's an immaturity in the faith, and where a lot of times babes who are early on super excited, oh my goodness, Jesus changed my life, let me go tell everybody. And that's the right spirit to have, but again, like we talked about earlier, knowing how to engage in certain conversations and discussions, because there's some people who have lived certain things that you may not have, and being able to engage those individuals at a certain level to gain their respect, to keep their attention, to allow them, yes, the anointing should be on what we do, so that we can, because again, even evangelizing should be spiritual. It shouldn't be this calculated process in our mind and our thoughts in terms of what works and what doesn't work. Every situation is going to be different as long as the message remains the same, because everybody needs to hear something different. Jesus didn't give the same spiel to the woman at the well that he gave to the woman who washed his feet with her tears and dried them with her hair. Where they were two different spaces. Jesus telling Zacchaeus to come down out of the tree, I'm finna go eat at your crib and sit there here at the tax collector's home, is different than Jesus, calling, James and John and saying, hey, y'all finna be fishers of men. Let's go, follow me. Jesus hit individuals where they needed to be hit. The message didn't change, but the delivery was different, so that he could connect with them. And so I think that that's something that's important, but we only get to that point and to that place through discipleship, through experience, because a lot of times you're not going to know how to do that right off. And online is a great breeding ground for immaturity, because there's folks who will fire off a comment in an instant, defending a point rather than defending scripture. That's being immature. Defending a point instead of defending God is immaturity. That lacks discernment, and that's how we get into beefs, get enemies online, and again, early on, like and sometimes people are saying the same thing, but because they're not using the same exact wording, and we're having issues over stuff like that. So it happens. I've definitely been there, but as you learn, you grow. It doesn't mean quench. It doesn't mean get quiet. It doesn't mean hide. But it does mean be strategic. Understand, what you're doing, who you're up against. The Bible says to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So when I'm in these spaces and in these places, I need to know how to conduct and carry myself as a light in the world.
And if those places where we need to meet these individuals is, in modern times, this online public square, should that be where churches are? Are we doing?
Ooh.
Are we wrong if we are avoiding those spaces because we may see something we don't agree with?
Now, I'm a big advocate for Christians being online because I think this is where the new mission field is shaping up to be. Because I mean, I in my church, as a small group leader, like volunteer, I'm at the high school, and you go in there. I mean, they had to literally make new family rules just so the kids are not on their phone. Like it's that bad. You know what I mean? It's like at church, you got to ask the kids to not be on their phone. It's like, man, what are they doing? And I walk by there, I'm like, I've seen them. They're just like doom scrolling, playing some type of game. I'm like, man, that is the new mission field. This is where their minds are, like 100%. Like you're talking to a kid, like you have 5% of their attention, right? It's like 95. They can't wait to like scroll something. It's like, okay, cool. So that is where you have to reach it. Like we have to be a part of that. And a lot of people are still old school, still boots on the ground, and I respect them. I think that ministry is still alive, but I believe there is, I mean, you can see the numbers. Yes, there's a lot of bots online, but you can see the numbers are insane. Like the average person you're talking to, or you just drive next to in traffic, you get to a red light, just look at them. Just look at them at a red light. You'll be like, what are they doing? They're just scrolling up. They're in a different world while they're also in the real world. So it's like, yes. And the more they swipe up, the less Christian things they see, right? The more their minds are going to be forming to whatever else they're going to be seeing. And I promise you, there is so much that that is like, for every Christian YouTube channel, there's got to be 1,000 non-Christian YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like people spewing anything and everything. So I think the church, like going back to the topic, like the church is leaving online is ridiculous. It's like, it's almost silly. I think church is going to be doing the opposite very soon. They're going to be creating an entire online ministry section of churches. I think that's where we're kind of headed, and we have to. Like, I can't even talk to kids for 10 minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the reason why they did it isn't correct. But I would say, Frenchie, like if I'm playing devil's advocate about it, I always take then why enable the behavior, right? Like, if I'm a church and I'm looking at what are the biggest problems in America right now with youth, it is social media. So there's two ways you can go about it. You can promote and train parents how to have stricter and better social media and electronic uses at their home and get them to have accountability to do that. Or you can engage in the platform and feed the content to them. But to your point, the thing with social media content is it has such a short shelf life and it goes so quick. For you to get visible, you have to be pumping out content like crazy. And like so the church I used to work at in Dallas, they pump out content like an insane amount, but they have a really big young adult following, one of the biggest in the country. In fact, Fox News just featured them a couple weeks ago, and they've leveraged it very well. If you're a church that, there's a church here in my town, which is full of elderly people. They're not doing social media content. Like they're just not. Right. But they are doing VBS in a couple weeks or in a couple months, and they're going to be loving the children of this town and getting one-on-one conversations with parents and having that kind of influence. And so I could see both. But if you're going on there and be like, we're disengaging because we don't like what we see, it's like, well, you can alter what you see by how you engage with it. And so if you're only engaging with, what do they call them? Gropers now, Gyopers, whatever. Or if you're only engaging with people that are like just harassing you or just bad faith arguments, like, no, then just start having good faith arguments with good faith people and the algorithm will be there.
Yeah. Because you're going to see stuff out in the world, man, that you're not going to like.
Yeah. Do you know how much less Bryson Gray content I see on Twitter now because I don't engage with it? Way less content from
I will say I'm
my
not.
feed is way better.
I'm not on X very much nowadays, but it's not. It has nothing to do with what's on there. You know, it's more just I'm just busy.
However,
know?
to be fair, when it does come, when I do see a Bryson comment and I agree with it, I will like it. I'm fair. I call balls and strikes. If he says something that's true, I'm like, I'm gonna like it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's also the thumbs down button now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I need to start thumbs downing things. But that's the thing. If I'm in a thumbs down, well, I'm wondering if the thumbs down will algorithm more stuff like that out of your content.
Yeah, I'd be thumbs down. If I see a comment, I'm like thumbs down.
I'm just gonna thumbs down everything.
Thumbs down. Just thumbs down.
Kick against the pricks.
Everyone gets the same energy. So
what's that one pastor from what's that church in Charlotte? The big one? Stephen Furtick. Is it Stephen Furtick?
Don't be talking about Furtick.
That's the big dog.
You get me riled up, man.
That's the big dog. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. No, I'm just kidding. Now what's my guy over in Texas at the big church? Yeah, see, I don't have any Lamborghinis, guys.
Oh, Joel Osteen. You missed my Joel Osteen joke earlier.
I don't have any of that stuff. I barely get paid from the church.
Yeah. Sure. Well, fellas, it's been good being back on here after a few weeks.
Preach.
Yeah, miss y'all.
I got some Monday nights the next couple of weeks that are free, so I'm hoping that we're back on here.
I do too. I will be B plus just said Watermarks is huge. I will be at Watermark at the end of the month, so I will not be here on the 27th, but I will be there for a conference.
Wait, is that the church you're talking about?
It's the church I used to work at. Yeah.
Oh.
So they're having their annual conference. So I will not be here the 27th, but every other Monday I'm good.
All right. Well, we're gonna be here next week then. And fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've got some topics I've seen in the last 24 hours that I already know I want to talk about.
Same.
So maybe some more music related content.
Gucci Mane Pooh Shiesty?
No.
I don't know. I do not even know what you just said.
that was English.
I know what Gucci Mane is, but I don't know what a Pooh Shiesty is.
I think that's a really rough number 2.
Gucci Mane signed an artist named Pooh Shiesty who just held him at gunpoint to get him out of his contract.
That was the problem right there, dude. Don't sign a dude named Pooh.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's like
Shiesty's a dead giveaway. Like
it's in the name. It's in the name.
Shiesty. You should.
So it's the best part is
red flag.
He just got out of prison too. I'm like, man, that guy really lives his rap. He lives his rap.
He's a real one.
Yep.
Not everyone has quality advisors around them. You know what I'm saying? So oh man, but yeah. So let's be here next week, man. We're gonna talk about some stuff. But I'm so glad that we got to talk tonight, man. Let's run it around the horn real quick for some final thoughts. Frenchie, you got in a little bit late, so you didn't get to give some initial thoughts. How about some final ones?
EB, listen, I need you to sign me out of this contract immediately, but I need to get out of this contract. Pull up at EB's office.
Do what you gotta do.
Nah, man, it's been cool. I had the boy Jared All-Star on Locked In last Friday.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Oh, it was sick. The whole God Chasers pulled up. It was wild. It was wild. Brinson was off the chain in the comment. It is off the chain. I think I'm going to their concert up here in Jacksonville coming up in June. So that's big time. Yeah, big shout out Jared also for pulling up on Locked In, man. That was fun. Listen, if you know artists and they want to take a Bible trivia, because that's what happens on Locked In. Anyway, we had a great time, man. Appreciate y'all. Good to be back, boys. Good to see you guys, man. Big Swiss. Good to see you, KD. I don't know what he's been doing, man.
You've been balling, dude.
KD, what you been doing out there?
He's been balling with his green paste.
Not hiring slay employees. I mean, I don't know what's going on. He's out there rejecting employment.
KD set a new personal best of 2:03 today, man. Out on the lanes.
So, that's crazy.
The professional tour coming knocking.
That's soon. Crazy. If I break 50, it's a good day in the bowling. Great day for me.
The bumpers.
Yeah, I use that little dragon with the kids. With that little with the tail.
Oh man, KD, final thoughts.
Oh man. So yeah, definitely good getting a chance to hang out tonight. Man, I just, things that are going on around us show how important it is that we grow, and that we develop, and that we remain teachable. Things that we have can be, lost in an instant, and just think it's really important, man, that we continue to support each other. You know, call things what they are, but know how to address things. I think we've lost a lot of ground because when we have opportunities, we go bull in the china shop, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, being able to deliver those same hard truths in love. It's one of the reasons why Jesus parabled a lot, because I want to give you a story that will connect with how you understand life and show you some practical truths and how to actually live this stuff out. So it doesn't mean that the deeper things of God weren't being shared, but it does mean that, man, people are simple. So you gotta, again, we talk about meeting people where they are. Some I don't always agree with, because I'm not finna, go smoke squares with you. So I could have consensual evangelism with you.
Dude, you better get that consent, KD. Get that consent.
Get that evangelical consent.
Obviously, Jesus waited till he had it in writing before he talked to people.
Just gotta do a better job, man. Loving on people sometimes does require calling them out. It's not about calling all the time, man. But if I want to come alongside you and make sure that you become everything that you're supposed to, then that's a part of the package. So I love y'all, man.
Ooh, let's go love you too, man.
And we love having Big Swiss back. I feel like this was successful. Big Swiss, what do you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I actually wanted to kind of piggyback off what KD was saying about just like the growth and the sanctification process. Even through this conversation, I was thinking through how like 2 years ago we wouldn't be talking about this the same way necessarily. We probably would have hit a lot of the same points, but we probably would have came at it a lot harsher. I think we've definitely grown as just a group of men that have never met in real life, but like just
this isn't real life.
You know what I mean? Like I've never given you I never dapped you up.
Right.
EB's AI, bro. EB's AI.
I'm waiting for Big Swiss to give me a hug one day.
One day. Yeah, I just think that that's cool, and just the importance of community. Even just B+ popping in here and asking just a heater of a question coming in. He shared with me a cool idea that he's cooking up right now. So keep your eye out on what B+ is gonna be doing soon. He's got something. He's got a golden idea, you guys. A golden idea. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Excited to be back. Excited to get cooking. I'm glad I'm motivated again. Thanks for the prayers.
For sure, bro. Always praying for y'all, bro. For sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, man. It's good to be back. It's good to have these conversations, man. And we're going to be here next week with a new one. Again, as always, shout out to our subscribers, whether it's YouTube, Substack. If you're not subscribed on one, make sure you do that, man, because Substack, is newsletters, direct contact with us, and we can send stuff right to your email inbox, let you know what's up. And it's, of course, free. If you feel like blessing us a little bit, there is a paid option that you can help sow into what we're doing here at the show, man. But we want to make sure we can be in contact with you directly, man. So make sure y'all do that over at Substack for us, and pass it on to other people, man. But it's been good. I'm looking forward to some more conversations that are gonna be great coming up, man. Love everybody. Shout out to the whole rest of the squad that's not here with us tonight. But y'all know what it is, man. It is Indie Christian Culture 520 Collective, 520 IXC. We'll be back here next week. Let's go.
Cheer.